Hello, good morning everyone.
On.
Okay,
Good morning.
good morning. So before we start our topics for week 2, we start discussing outbound delivery. I just wanted to, clear one point related to packing specs. When I am being made aware that, the packing specs thing, it was not working at the end of the session once, and probably I have showed you, showed that being working, maybe in subsequent sessions, but I didn't tell you why, what is the issue with the packing fix, why it was not working for the first instance, and how I solved it. Okay, so the packing specs we create here. I mean, this is with reference to a packing specs which the Breeze had created, and he was not able to, get automatic packing. I'll tell you the reason why it was not working. See, in packing specs, you have a condition record with supply chain unit, correct? So, I mean, this is not a problem with, the product as such, but this is a problem with this system where it is not searching condition record where supply chain unit value is maintained. So if you maintain supply chain unit as blank, it automatically takes your condition record. So now, I think my my ABAP team is looking into it. Why it is not considering a condition record with supply chain unit, whereas the field and values and everything is correct. So maybe we are checking that, but for us to proceed with our testing, I've just maintained a condition record without supply chain unit. Okay, so it does create automatic packing then. Okay? So for you also, when you're practicing packing specs, please don't maintain a condition record with supply chain unit. Just for time being, maintain only with respect to product, okay? Or without vendor, but not without supply chain unit, because whenever we maintain supply chain unit, I observe that pack specs is not working. So somehow, the condition technique or the field tape condition tables are not properly, fetching the supply chain unit from the delivery, or it's not comparing supply chain unit from which is required as part of this condition table field. Okay, so I'm checking that part, but it may take time. But for us to proceed, just pick a condition record without supply chain unit. Okay, so that is one point I wanted to tell you. Then I think before we start, let us um, discuss one very basic outbound process now. So before we jump on to the documents and everything and understand the typical outbound process, let us first do a very basic outbound process like we did in inbound. We did a very basic inbound process where we get the delivery, did good receipt, did put away, all the basic steps. Now what we are going to do now as a basic outbound process, we are going to create a delivery, this time outbound delivery. Okay, we are going to create a task for that so that we pick the stop. So up till now, when we were doing inbound, we used to do good receipt so that the stock comes in the warehouse and then we do the put away. Now we are doing the other way. We are not doing put away, we are doing picking first. Okay, so this is outbound. So the task which is created, it's called a picking task. Okay, so if we go back to our document flow, So very typical outbound delivery would be like this. You see outbound. I mean, for today's example, I'll say outbound of pump, where we are supplying it to a customer. Okay, so we got a lot of pumps. Okay, and we want to supply it to customers. So what we do is we create outbound delivery for pump. We pick it, put it into the staging area. Okay, and then we good issue it. Okay, so you can see the good receipt or good issue is done in the staging area only, right? So that's how the staging areas are configured. We post our material documents from there only. Okay, so we cannot do a good issue from stock in a general storage type. We always have to do a good issue, from the staging area in the general flow. So we pick from here, create a task, picking task. We move it to JSO, and then we do a good issue. Here, what we are doing, good receipt, and moving it to any of the storage type. Okay, and then sorry, good receipt, and this movement was a creation of put away task. So the movement is a task, right? So this movement is also a task, but now it's a picking task. Okay, so in outbound, um, we have one slight difference. We instead of uh, we having two documents as we have it in inbound, we have three documents in outbound. Okay, so why we have three documents, what is the need, what is the benefit, we will see all of them slowly. So first let us try to create a delivery. So before I go and create a delivery, I want to basically supply my pumps, right? So pump, if we see, it's basically supplied to customer, this customer, yeah. So we create a delivery for this pump to be supplied to this customer. But before we create delivery, just I need to check whether I have a stock of this pump. If not, for our testing purpose, we'll add some stock of this pump. Yeah. I think we don't have any stock of this pump. So what we will do is do a Migo here. And try to receive get some stock of pump without reference to um, any document. I mean, we can create a purchase order, but this is not received against purchase order. This is manufactured in house, so we'll have to at some point of time we have to create a production order, supply the parts, and receive this finished good. So when we will do a PP cycle, then we'll be able to receive it through in-house production. Okay. So let me say we will receive others. Without for a PO, or let me say 561. This is the format. Quantity, let me do 20, where our plant is 8,000, store location is 1,000. Check.
Yeah, hi Ron.
Yeah.
Here we are modifying PO, or we are adding a just stock in our against purchase order.
We are just adding stock in our warehouse. So what I'm going to do is I'm just trying to create a stock without reference to a purchase order. So this is a movement type 561 we use for initial stock upload. Whenever we do implementations, so the first time we load stock in the warehouse, we use this movement type, 561. This is called as initial stock upload. So I'm not creating any purchase order. It is just delivery without reference to any document.
So this process after the put away, right?
This is not outbound process. This I'm trying to add stock for my for executing put away we need stock, right? So sorry, for executing outbound process we need stock, correct?
Yeah.
So you can send something outside a warehouse only when you have something in your warehouse, right? So what I told you that there is no stock. Okay, there is no stock in our warehouse right now for this product. So we can't good issue it, right? We cannot supply to a customer. So we need to get stock somehow. So what I'm doing is I'm just doing you know, uh, a basic scenario where I'm just getting some stock in the warehouse for this part. Are you getting me?
Yeah, I'm getting. We are not aware of this transaction, so I'm asking that.
This Migo transaction.
So we are not undergone to. We are know that there is Migo and Miro, but we are not undergone to the transaction and doing this kind of stuffs.
No, no. You have not seen Migo transaction before.
No, we are not undergoing to that transaction, Migo transaction, like adding and stuff into that.
Okay, okay. I'll then um, explain you. So Migo is it's like your transaction for posting material document, right? It's inventory management transaction. So you go Migo, you say 560 on movement type. So either we create purchase order and receive the stock, or let's say at the time of go live we don't have a purchase order, right? We have to do uh, we have to get in the stock which is already there in the legacy system into new system. So we use this transaction which is called as we use this movement which is called as 561 initial stock upload. We just go in Migo, select good receipt others 561 postal document, we get delivery and we do the subsequent action.
Thank you.
So somehow it's looking for this vendor, just give me a minute. Mm, why it has created delivery for this vendor. Mm, slash n xk02. What's our purchase organization? It's PR80. Just trying to understand, why it has taken, because in our case it should have taken the plant. Mm, okay. So, to long as vendor is assigned in this transaction. So I need to do one config, for STO. So our plant as vendor is VN 8000, yeah. So then there is a configuration and metals management, which will give us that vendor. So this is a delivery where it's basically it's not from any vendor. So your delivery that we create should have vendor as your plant itself. So if you see the delivery, every delivery requires a vendor, right? So any inbound delivery requires a vendor. So this vendor should be the vendor VN 8000, because this is the vendor we this is the vendor which is representing uh, our plant, right? So it should be VN 8000. So in this case there is no vendor, right? In this scenario where we are putting stock in our system, okay, some legacy stock into our new system, we don't need any vendor. So the vendor field should be updated with the plant vendor field. So I'm just checking that part. There is one config which in Metal Master gives us that vendor. Please bear with me, ECC is a bit slow. Stock transfer order, purchase order. So here there is a config where we assign a vendor to a plant. That means which vendor we had created as a plant. So we had created VN 8000 as a plant. So I'm just expecting here, since we copied, you know, somehow it's a customer. We need vendor. There should be some other config somewhere. Um, okay, let's leave it. I'll try to check it offline. We have copied 1000. So somehow it is taking that vendor as 1000. So I need to check. T1-F 100. So the idea here is to first get some stock for this part, to be able to do a outbound for this. Outbound delivery. I maintain the confirmation control indicator. Then I save it. Okay, copy this purchase order, then we will go and create a delivery like we do in our normal receiving process. Stock placement, we industrial location 1000. So once we get this inbound delivery, we do the receipt, we put away the stock into uh, a storage type, that is uh, 8004. Then we will pick it and try to understand while we are picking different processes that are carried out in outbound. So hopefully I'll get this delivery here. Okay, so I'll pack it because there'll be no packing specification for this because this is not planned to be for inbound. So I'll just pack. What is the packing requirement for this? 4 pieces per pallet. Change it to 4. Then I will. I'll just create 4 or 5 pallets here. Not many. Use a pallet. 3, 4, and 5. Let me just create 5 as of now. Just change the quantity to 4 for each of them. I'll pack the remaining quantity and change the quantity then to 4. Remaining quantity, change the quantity to 4 and remaining quantity and change the quantity back to 4. So I've just created 5 handling units, Euro pallets with 4 each in each of this handling unit. Say yes. So we have 5 handling units. I'm just going to receive this handling units now. So I'm not doing a good receipt. I'm not good receiving all 50. I'm just good receiving this 5 handling unit, that is 20 pieces. So handling unit wise also good receipt I can do here. Then let me create my task. Okay, why it is not finding any stock here? It's trying to place the stock in 8004, but it's not finding search sequence here. So we'll just have a look at the strategy. No valid bin types found. So, for the HU type, we haven't assigned any bin types. So we quickly review our bulk strategy configuration. So it's trying to go into 8004, but it's not able to place it because some configuration is missing. I think similar configuration was missing for Tabriz when he was trying yesterday. So we just maintain that config. So storage will determination or whatever it is. So define HU type. So what is the HU type here? It's E1 or E2. E2. HU type is E2. So what is the bin type for our bins in B004? Sorry, A004. Bin type is B001. So I think we need to make some settings, the HU type check that we saw last time. So WH80, storage type is 8004, and we say that E2 kind of bins are allowed. Okay. Then we say HU type to bin type. So we say here that WH80 storage type 8004 allow E2 kind of bins to be stored into B001 kind of, sorry, E2 kind of pallets to be stored in B001 kind of bin. Then let us see the bulk structure, whether it's maintained or not. So this is a kind of testing for our bulk strategy, isn't it? So we'll see whether we have maintained our structure here, where we say 8004. And somehow we have maintained a config, but I don't see here. Okay. Anyways, we'll maintain it again. So what we are saying is WH80, whenever the storage type 8004 is being used, bin type is B1, HU type is E2, allow 13 into 2, 22 pallets in one bin, yeah? So I think we should get the task created now. So now when we receive this product as a finished product, um, when we do a production, so I think if it's, this will not face an issue because we have sorted the strategies and everything. Storage will not sufficiently maintain for box. Storage type is not sufficiently maintain for box storage strategy. So just give me a minute. Let me copy this. It's 04. Then I think let's visit our storage type. 8004 should be a 51. WH80 8004 bulk storage, yeah, should work now. So, what you can see here when we are trying to create a task, it is going correctly into 8004. See here. So, so for the 4 handling units, 5 handling units, system is able to, create task into 8004. I'll just create the task, 5 warehouse tasks, and then I'll confirm them. So now after this we have good amount of stock for our finished product to be able to test an outbound process. So this is a workaround I have done just to bring some stock of this finished product. So I've just confirmed the task and all the stock now is lying into 8004 bin, yeah, 0211 AA bin. Okay. So we can just quickly look at our stock here now. In the monitor. You can see we have no stock, sufficient stock. Now let's say for example this is the starting situation for our outbound process where we have, let's say, 5 pallets, 5 euro pallets of 5 pump for our finished product pump, and let's say customer requires, let's say, 12 pumps. So what we are going to do is we are going to create outbound delivery, and for creating outbound delivery we first need a sale order from a customer, right? So this is our customer. Yeah, so we are going to use that, and so I'm just creating a sale order with the standard details. OR stands for standard order. It's not referring to sales order. Okay, what is the sales data? Hmm, what is the distribution channel that we maintain? Order type has not been defined in sales area. So just give me a minute. Let me. Okay, we have it here. Distribution is 00. Distribution channel is 10. 0, 0, so by taking, I think, the correct sales data, it should allow us. Okay, here we go. So this is our customer. Yeah, same customer we are shipping. And then we enter our product that we are going to supply. Part and order quantity, let's say 12. So up till now we have been creating purchase orders. Now we are just going through integration with SD and we're trying to understand the sale orders. So since we are doing it for the first time, since we are doing it for the first time, we might face a lot of issues related to master data extension to the org elements or some basic configuration missing for our plant. So we'll maintain them while we go. So we need to maintain a purchase order number from our vendor, from a customer. This is the purchase order we got from a customer. Any number we can give. This is a purchase order number in vendor system, sorry, customer system. So once they give us the purchase order, we get the finished product ready, packed for them, and we good issue to them. So once the sale order is received, ESD guys, they are going to create, once they get a PO from the customer, they create a sale order for it, and then they create a delivery for us to supply the part, and we in the warehouse we pick and supply the parts for them. Okay, so this is our sale order 14425. Now we are going to create outbound delivery. The transaction for outbound delivery in ECC is VL01L. Okay, so inbound delivery it's VL31N, outbound delivery it's VL01. Okay. So what is the shipping point? Let's see what the shipping point that has been determined. Ideally, it should be shipping point should be SP80 there. No, it's since we have copied units taken from the standard system 1000. I think it should be okay with us. So shipping point determination config we need to revisit. I think for this example we'll go ahead with 1000 should be okay. 1000 should be mapped in EWM. Okay. What I will do is I can change the serial order here. Let me see if I can change it to SP80 because we need to then further do supply chain unit mapping as well. Yeah, I can do it. So I'll change it to SP80. Then what I will do is I will maintain store location. So what is the store location for our finished product? It's 4000. Yeah. So 1000 and 4000. Okay. So let me try SP80. Does not exist in store locations level 2. Just let me look at my serial order again because by mistake I think it has taken store location. Somehow here do we have a store location? So basically there is a configuration on the SD side which determines which store location to pick the stock from. That is called a store location determination. So yeah, I think we need to check that config because does not exist in store location 8000 So store location determination, let us check that configuration and change the store location to 4000. Yeah, I think what we had decided is just we need to make sure that we are sticking to that. 4000 is for finished products. Yeah, so I think we need to make some changes for that. Yeah, so that we are picking from 4000. So to achieve that, what we have to do is make sure that everything which is there in this storage type, you know, 8004 should be in storage location 4000. Correct? So, I mean, what we need to make sure that before we do outbound that we also have stock in 4000. So let me first click export. Shipping point in SPAT. Okay. Plant is 8,000. Yeah. So you can see, based on shipping condition, there are so many locations which can be determined. We'll say whenever it's 8,000, always pick from 4,000 store location. Yeah. So I'm saying shipping point if SPAT plant 8,000, pick from, we'll change it to 4,000. Yeah. SPAT plant 8,000. 22 plus 4,000. Yeah. Too much cleaning to be done. Okay. So please bear with me. We need to sort these things out because this is first time we are doing a sales cycle, and we need to do a lot of history stuff to sort it out. So I'm just deleting this so that our store location is determined. Then probably we'll have to also maintain configuration of shipping point determination. Yeah. So that always when we do picking, our shipping point is not 1,000. It should come as SPAT. Let me do shipping point. We have a shipping point information. I think we did that, but still the word is 10,000. Selection by content, whenever the plant is 8,000. Choose. So I have mentioned it as PAT, so okay, what we'll do is shipping condition for our customer. We'll change it to 1. We have maintained everywhere else. So what we basically need to see, what is the shipping condition for our customer. Should be blank, and the first condition to determine is your shipping condition. So there are different parameters for determining the one such parameter shipping condition. It's blank here from the customer master. So whenever it's blank for assign shipping point, so we'll see how the strategy works, how the search goes into place. Should not take 1,000, should always take SPAT. We need this config. So we go by contents, page down, plant, and 8,000. So in case this is blank, okay, so we need to see what is the loading group So whatever it is, the first storage loop should be SP80. We'll change it to SP80. Change it to SP80. Okay. So now our shipping point will also come, because first we have maintained as 1000, then SP80. So it is first creating it on 1000. So our next delivery probably will automatically take, okay, SP80. So let's now try to create delivery. No schedule line maintained for the date. So what is the delivery date? I'll just maintain a delivery date in future. System has determined delivery date based on the fields that are there in the master data. So I'm just giving a date in future. Okay, so our show location for finished product is 4000, but we don't have stock in 4000 because we did a receipt in show slash SAWM, sorry, MMB. Okay, so our finished product, we have stock into 8000, but company code 8000. Okay, it looks like the GR has failed over here because we cannot see the stock here. So let us quickly analyze that, because we don't see any stock here. So it seems the GR might have failed for our inbound delivery. So for the availability check is active, so you need a stock. So first, before we try to create a delivery, we need to make sure that we have stock in 4000. Okay. So let us have a look at our delivery. Why the receipt has failed. /o/ECWM/PRDA. Okay. Then so we need to set our warehouse for our outbound process. So we will check a lot of. We are going to set up a lot of things like this stock is in F2. So let's see which store location it hits. It should hit. It will be hitting 1000 store location. We also need to change the availability group config so that whenever we receive stock in 8004, it should not go into 1000 store location. Go into 4000 store location. Yeah. So a lot of settings you need to do at the availability group part as well. So here we can see the receipt has failed. What is the reason? Material Euro palette does not exist. The packing product does not exist in ECC. Euro palette. Okay, I'll copy any industrial sector packaging material. I think this many fields are sufficient. Okay, created this product now. Okay, then let us activate this. Assignment of packaging material to packaging material type missing. So M010PGO1. M010PGO1. This configuration will be initially for some of our M010 PGO. Okay, it's done. So I've reprocessed the failed queue. I think as part of our initial sessions, let us see what we had set up as our availability groups. So we'll see availability group. So interface, ERP integration, goods movement, maps to location. Right? So for our plant, we just maintain two, right? Store location 1000 and store location 1000. We need to now to be able to, so we need to maintain that store location 3000 is for finished product. So we need to create availability group here, or we will say copy this. We have an availability group here. Stock and production, stock completely available. Let us first create a so this stock, it's available into 2000 store location. So it's trying to put away into place the stock in 2000. So I quickly extend the store location to 2000. So this is like a normal put away. Now what we have to do is, what we need to make sure is that this stock, until and unless it is in 2000, 4000, and delivery will not be created. So let us go back to our delivery. So now we want the delivery to be created from 4000. Still we don't have stock in 4000. If we have a look at the stock, we have received it in, you know 2000 store location. We need this 20 bases in 4000. So you know um, we need to make some config on the availability group side, so that whenever we receive stock in 8004, okay, whenever we, sorry, I'll just close this. So whenever we receive stock in 8004, it should automatically go into store location 4000. Okay, so we will configure availability group here, okay, where we say availability group as 004. So we have three availability groups. Warehouse is 2H80. So we have three availability group. We just copy it and say 004 for finished goods. Okay. Now what we are going to do is, um, we will say whenever the stock comes into 8000 store location 4000, I need to copy something. No. Store location. No, the 8,000. Sorry. So we are saying wherever the store location is 4,000, the availability group should be 004. Okay. And what we are going to do is in our storage type, we are going to assign availability group 004, 8004 storage type 8004. So wherever the stock is placed into 8004, it will change the store location to 4,000. So instead of availability group 2, which is fetching store location 2000, I'm changing it to 4. Okay. Okay. Then on the availability group, let us create some stock type as well. Yeah. So the standard stock types are basics for block F2 Q4, right? So I think we need to copy them as, let's say, B7, okay, F3 Q5, and assign it to availability group 004. I think we need to define them here first, then we can enter it in this table. So I'll just quickly create the stock types. So copy B5, F2, and Q4, and copy them and say B7, the B7, yeah, F3, Q5. Let me give something in the range of, because SAP has said that whenever the stock type you create your own, you have to give a uh, numeric value for that. I'm just giving a numeric value here. 30, 30 for stock input away. Unrestricted due should be 10. Quality should be shown as 20. Okay. So our stock will be shown as 10, 20, 30. So block is 30. Unrestricted is 10. And quality is 20. Okay. So we save it here now. So now, when we create, now when we create a delivery, it should allow, when we create a new inbound delivery, it goes into 004, it will go into store location 4000. Now what we are going to do is, currently we have this 5 HUs, they are still showing into F2. I need to convert them into 10. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do a posting change for this HUs. So posting changes, change the stock type. So this transaction we again, we are going to revisit during our internal processes. What is a post transaction? So what I'm simply doing is, making sure that my handling units, you know, are good to be received. So I'll just change it for 1. I'm just saying 4. Change the stock type to 10. Okay, so 9999. Sorry, the posting change, it should be 4013. Let us take the other ones. So 59, 60, 61, 62. 59. Sorry, the process type is 4010. I change the stock type in ECC, I'm assuming should go and change the store locations automatically. So you can see for two HUs, I have changed the stock type from um, F2 to 10, so it has changed the store location in ECC, right? So that is how the availability group works. 60. Just give me a minute, we'll create a delivery and then we'll stop here. So I think we are good to go tomorrow then with our next part. 60, 1, and then 2. So now, we have moved our stock based on our availability group. So the whole idea here is that the finished goods should always be in 4000. So finished goods are in 8004. So what we have done a config that whenever any stock goes to 8004, it goes into store location 4000. So this is, we have defined a separate store location for finished goods so that, the SD guys, they can see the available stock, how many finished goods are there. It's a general practice in most of the companies where we have a separate store location for finished parts. Okay. So now I'm just trying to create a delivery. Okay. Now when I say this, that's going to create an outbound delivery. So we will stop at that, and you know we'll continue tomorrow with processing that delivery in EWM. Okay, and we'll understand the different document structure. So today what we have done is simply make sure that our org structure, that we have decided what should be the plan, what should be the our um, what should be the storage type of finished product, the storage location mapping is done. We added few stock for our finished goods, and tomorrow we are going to do a picking for that. Okay, so let's stop here today, and tomorrow we'll continue from here. Okay. I mean, if you want, you guys can leave. I'll just wait for the delivery to be created so that we get it ready, shipped, available for tomorrow. Okay. All right. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, Rohan. I send you that mail.
For GR zone.
Yeah, ZR zone. How to like process if I want like in future like if you want somebody change that ZR zone into some other ZR zone. So where we can configure that.
So what's your requirement that if you have a GR zone, you want to assign it a different GR zone?
Yeah, like I want to assign my material should be posted into a different ZR zone. That ZR zone is changed to some like you ZR my ZR zone is ZR tab. Now as I mentioned into mail, so I want to change it to ZR tab.
Okay, then what you need to do is in EWM, you need to come over here in cross process,
Mm-hmm.
warehouse task, go into define process type. Okay, go here in your warehouse process type which is used in your delivery. Come and change it here.
Okay, okay. Thank you. So every time it will assign to here only.
Yes, it will assign from here only.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay, but make sure the storage type is 9010, or if you're changing the storage,
Because it's
you know,
staging area, right?
in here. Yeah, yeah, that's right. That's
Okay, okay, okay. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
right. Okay, all right. See you tomorrow then. Bye.